when you look at Titus Andronicus, it seems like just a bloodbath. It seems like what's going on here. And when Shakespeare wrote it, he wrote it very early in his career. It was one of his very first plays. And he was, part of what he was doing was, I think, writing a sophisticated play about revenge and about, you know, the famous line about eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. And I think he was writing that play. But he was also trying to entertain people. And so he was using entertainment imagery of the time. There was a playwright, Christopher Marlowe, from his period, who wrote very, very violent, popular violent plays. And there was certain imagery, violent imagery, that was used as entertainment, and that's what Shakespeare was doing too. So how do you have a contemporary audience understand that without, you know, handing them a book of footnotes? And one of the ways that you can do that with Titus or any other play is you can create visual clues or visual imagery that parallels what was in the material. And we are a society that is awash in sort of violent imagery, and we use violence as you know, it's almost violence is cool sometimes, particularly in our popular culture. I think oftentimes, I mean, there are millions of examples of it, horror movies and all that kind of thing. But one thing I think of, it's an early on. It's not a very violent, but there's a little violence. It's the Wild One, which is an old Marlon Brando about bikers who fight, and we see that and we understand what that is. We don't have to explain it to anybody or explain it to ourselves. We know that they're using violent imagery as entertainment. And this is one of the things that I think is important to have in our production of Titus Andronicus, is that kind of biker thing, that kind of fighting thing, the horror movie, certainly imagery, so that it's not just sort of an unattainable, strange 400-year-old play where people are killing each other. What's that all about? But something that matches what we understand as a contemporary, as a person living in the contemporary world, that there's this imagery all around. And so we're borrowing that imagery.